Oh, hello.
There we go.
Just start. Shabbat Shalom. Hello, everybody. Welcome here. Welcome out in the cyberspace world. It's so wonderful to be together on this Shabbat. And as is our custom, we normally do a holiday on the closest Shabbat. So we just had Purim this last Tuesday and Wednesday. I was very busy in New York, being Orthodox with my family, doing a lot of Purim. And now I'm happy to be here with all of you. So we're blessed. This Shabbat, we're going to have Dan reading the Megillah, chanting it, as well as my husband, and Erica might happen along. And we're thrilled to have everybody here on this Shabbat. And so let us start, how about with Yeti Nefesh on page 128. Yeti Nefesh. So we'll start a little bit with a Nagun to get us in the mood. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Nefesh, page 128. Yeri nefesh av harachman, Yeri nefesh av harachman, Mesho avdecha, Eretz zonecha, Mesho avdecha, Let us read the English under the text. Heart's delight, source of mercy, draw your servant into your arms. I leap like a deer to stand in awe before you. And considering what's going on in the world, that we have going on in the Middle East, I know that our violinist, Marianne, her daughter Sasha, has been in the bomb shelter all week with her young family. And I was on the plane flying back east next to a man who was going to Abu Dhabi. And now I have to text him and make sure he's okay. He was going to Dubai, and then he was going to Hong Kong. And it seems to be that there's nowhere that's completely safe anymore. So we do stand like a deer in front of Hashem or God and ask that we always be drawn near and be under the protection. And as we think about Amalek, those who wish to destroy us, Haman is meant to be a descendant of Amalek. And I was there back east on Sunday when everything was starting to break out. And my daughter says to me, you realize this is Amalek, this is Haman, we're living this. And I said, well, I sent a message out to everyone. And I said, we don't know which way this is going to go. Like, this is, there are those who try to destroy us, but we're still here, but still. And then sure enough, now we know we have a better picture of what's happening. But we don't do politics here on the Bima. We don't do American politics or world politics. We just try to be spiritual and to create a safe space for all of us to come together and to feel a sense of community, whether it's here in our sanctuary space, in our home space, or online as well. So that being said, now we will do Hine Matov at the top of page 128. How wonderful it is for brothers and sisters to dwell together. May that be so around the world. Hine Matov. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, יאללה לה יאללה לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, יאללה לה יאללה לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. שבת אחים גם יחד. Heather, would you like to kindle the lights of Shabbat? Heather is going to come forward. Heather is our resident opera singer who normally sings, but she's recovering as well. So much going around. Erica, I'm so glad to see you here. You are like sparkly for Purim, very exciting. We'll have to bring it next year. I had to be one of the 3 K-pop demon hunters at my granddaughter's, and I told Mark after that, I'm Purim down. Please, I was called out by a 5-year-old for like, what kind of costume is that? I had the black wig though. So we're going to kindle the 2 lights representing the divine partnership of 2 loving individuals. And we're going to make the 3 circles, drawing the light towards our heart for this Shabbat period. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehatlik ner shel Shabbat. Turn to someone and say Shabbat Shalom. Make a new friend. Joe is here. Welcome, Joe. A new potential. This is Marsha, our president. Welcome, everybody. And let us now turn to, we are going to do, let's go to Ahavat Olam, right before the Shema. Page 150, Ahavat Olam. Everlasting love you offered your people Yisrael by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments and rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people, Yisrael. Ahavat Olam Veit Yisrael Amcha Havta Amcha Havta Torah u'mitzvot chukim u'mishpatim otanu limadata otanu limadata Alkin Adonai Eloheinu b'shokfeinu u'v'kumeinu nasiach v'chukecha v'nismach v'nireh Toratecha u'v'mitzvotecha le'olam v'hem ki hem chayenu ve'orech yameinu Shavatecha al tasir v'imenu le'olamim Baruch atah Yisrael, Ohev Amo, Yisrael. And now on 152 and 153, we have our Shema. Be seated, arise, however best you can make that connection inside to the divine within you. A deep breath in and a deep breath out. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Let's remind all of Yerushalayim. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Vahed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Vahed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Adonai Echad. Adonai Echad. Please be seated. The Ve'ahavta is on the following page. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavecha v'chol nafshecha v'chol meodecha v'hayu hadavarim ha'eleh asher anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shutecha v'veitecha v'lechtecha v'derech v'shochecha v'kumecha v'kashartam le'ot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot beinenecha v'ktavtam al mezuzot beitecha v'visharecha leman tizkaru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'hiyatem kedoshim le'elohechem ahani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim v'hiyot lachem le'elohim ani Adonai Elohechem Emet. And now we are going to move forward into our service towards the Mi Chamocha. Let us read on the bottom of page 157. 157. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth, and the high heavens declare your glory, and may the earth reveal your justice and your love. From bondage in Egypt, we were delivered. At Sinai, we bound ourselves to your way. Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, time and again we overcame oppressive forces. Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages the vision that you have for a world redeemed. Let us continue to work for the day when the nations will be one and at peace. Then shall we rejoice as all Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea. Mi Chamocha, page 158. Woo! Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, norati lo osefele, norati lo osefele. Yabba bim bim bam yadadai, bim bam yadai bim bim bam yadadai, bim bam yadai yadadai bim bam yadai yadadai bim bam. Okay, we will do dancing next time. And now we have the Shamru on page 162. Sure. We're doing Rothblum? Let's go for it. Sounds like Rothblum. Then Shamru, Bnei Israel, et HaShabbat, La'asot, et HaShabbat, Ledodotam Berith Olam. Shamru, Bnei Israel, et HaShabbat, clap, La'asot, et HaShabbat, Ledodotam Berith Olam. Bnei Uvein, Bnei Israel, Odhi Leolam, Odhi Leolam. V'shameru Bnei Israel et HaShabbat, la'asot et HaShabbat, ledodotam berith olam. Ki sheishet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et ha'aretz ve'shameru bnei Israel et hashabbat la'asot et hashabbat ledodotam berith olam. Vayom hashvi Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash. V'shameru bnei Israel et hashabbat, la'asot et hashabbat, ledodotam berith olam. So as we sing Shabbat Vayinafash, I was thinking about in my granddaughter's Jewish Orthodox day school. In first grade, they have a Hagigat HaSidur, which is why I had to go, because on Sunday she was presented with her very own Siddur, her very own prayer book. Had her name on it in Hebrew and all that. And next year, she gets her very own Chumash, the Torah book that has the 5 books of Moses in it. She was so excited, and all of the parents were talking about how they were missing the Purim carnivals in their shuls because they were doing this on that day. But that Hagigat HaSidur, getting their own prayer book, eclipsed Purim. So you have to know, when you're Jewish Orthodox children, Purim is Halloween. Like, you dress up, you've been waiting for this since October. But for this, getting this prayer book, to mean so much. And there were 7 different classes getting their prayer book that day. And Ella's class had 19 kids in it. And to see the little young boys with their little tzitzit hanging out underneath their shirts and the girls all dressed up, and so proud to sing about Shabbat and how glorious Shabbat is, and to get their very own prayer book. And it was enlightening and exciting to see the next future generations of Jews so passionate about a prayer book and their Judaism. And it's something for us all. We do this here at Emet, but it's important to make that connection, to know that we are here protecting something, not just our world, but our religion for generations to come. So we're thrilled to have Joe is here, a new potential member of our community, and his daughter is very devoted to that. Both of his children are in Judaism. Erica and Brian, you will have to discuss with Joe, because you have Quinn very much involved in his Jewish life and continuing similar ages to carry it forward. So we're just thrilled to be here as we get ready to chant the Amidah on page 164 and beyond, where we recognize our ancestors and we let them know that we have not forgotten. We are a people of memory. And even though we are commanded to forgive, at this time, we are commanded never to forget Amalek and those who will come from behind to stab you in the back, and those that wish you ill. And not to like shame on me, fool me once or twice, but to always be mindful of your back. And we have a Marine in here, so we got to be careful of that. We know what that is. So if you'll get ready, if you're able to stand for the Amidah, I told them to leave our Torah at home so it doesn't get germs, so it could be healthy for us. So please rise as the Torah turns and our Siddur opens to page 164 and beyond. Adonai sefatai tifta ufi agi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Our ancestors are inside of us, and so is Torah. We all keep Torah inside, always. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, v'Elohei avoteinu v'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Vekonei Hakol, Vezocher Hastei Avot v'Imahot, Umevi Geulah Livnei V'neihem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer Moshe U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham Bezrat Sarah, Atagi Bor Leolam Adonai, Mechaye Hakol Atah, Rav Lehoshia, Mashiv Haruach Umorid Hagashem, only for another month. Mechalkel Chayim Vechesed, Mechaye Hakol Berachamim Rabim. So Mech Noflim Belofei Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem emunato lishenei afar michamocha bal givero umido melah melech memid umechayeh umatzmiach Yeshua v'ne'emanata lechayot hakol baruch atah Adonai Mechaye hametim, Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, v'kadoshim b'chol yom, v'halalu chasela, Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el hakadosh. Please be seated. And so now, in lieu of our sermon, we are going to have, in a sense, it's a sermon in song. It's a chanting of the Megillah, and we have Dan is going to start us out, and in his verse repetition that he will be doing, Haman's name, Haman, comes up 3 times. What do we say about the number 3? It creates what? Creates what? Order out of the chaos. Mark is going to attempt to do his sons, the 10 sons of Haman. It's supposed to be done in one breath. He's hoping he can do that without coughing today. And then we are going to have Erica reprise her role. She wraps up the whole Megillah for us at the very end. So we are going to be doing that. And so first I'm going to share a little bit of the Purim story with you to get you all ready. Now, when you hear Haman's name, what do? Woo, 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 boo, 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 ah! Whatever you want to do, okay? Make any kind of noise you want, okay? I will shake the grogger for you. I want you to know we went to the place, our home space, and here to look for our groggers. We don't know where they are. So next year, we will dress up and we will have our groggers with us, or we will get more. That being said, once upon a time, in a land far, far away, can you all hear me? A land by the name of Shushan. There was a king, Ahasuerus, with a beautiful wife, Vashti, and a very evil attendant by the name of Haman. Haman. And this is the story of Mordecai and his, some say cousin, some say niece, Esther, and King Ahasuerus, and Vashti, and Haman. You're not stomping and booing loud enough. Haman! Okay, very good. Okay, so in this very long ago land of Shushan, King Ahasuerus was very full of himself. I heard you out there. They said, whatever's going on in there sounds like it's a blast. Well, we're talking about Haman. And the story of Purim. Okay, so King Ahasuerus went to his wife Vashti, very boastful, and says, woman, you will dance for my friends in the buffo. They will all see how beautiful my bride is, because she's going to parade around shaking her hoo-ha for all of the men. And what did you think she said? Oh, no, I'm out of here. So King Ahasuerus was very upset, as his man, Haman, because Vashti wasn't having any part of their plan. So out with Vashti, in with some new characters, and we get the beautiful Queen Esther. So the king is going to have a lovely parade of all the fair maidens of the land of Shushan. He's going to get himself a new wife who will hopefully be more obedient. Well, he didn't know he was going to be getting a Jewish bride, but anyway. Okay, so he was going to get an obedient woman. So anyway, all the women paraded around, and Mordecai went to Esther and said, you have to do this for us. You have to be the most beautiful, most desirable woman of all, so that you can marry him and save our people. And she was like, what? What's wrong with our people? No. He knew that Haman, that evil Haman, had a very terrible plan. What did he hear as he stood by the door? What did he hear as he heard more and more? Haman was planning some very bad news. Haman was planning to kill all the Jews. What did he hear as he stood by the door? Oh! What did he hear as he heard more and more? I don't see you doing it. Haman was planning some very, very bad news. Haman was planning to kill all the Jews. So, Esther decks herself out. She goes and she parades with the other women. And King Ahasuerus takes a look, and another look, and another look. And then he is stunned by the glorious, radiant beauty of Esther. That is the woman that should be my bride. So, she marries him. And then, as the plot continues, and Haman's plans evolve ever further, Haman, and this is the part that Dan will be chanting from, Haman builds some gallows upon which he intends to hang all the Jews, particularly Mordecai. But Haman gets a big surprise, because guess what happens? Esther goes to her beloved husband, who is now so unbelievably smitten with her, because of course she was a Jewish bride. And he says, honey, what is the matter? And she says, that evil Haman is building those gallows to kill my cousin Mordecai, or my uncle. There's so much incestuous stuff going on in these years, like who knows what. But the reality is he wants to kill all the Jews. And Ahasuerus says, my dear beloved, what is that to you? And then she says, whoa, what is it to me? I am a Jewess. I am a Jew. And he looks at her and he is shocked. You are a Jew? And of course she says, yes, I am. And then what happens? No one will kill my beloved. We already got rid of one who wouldn't dance naked. No one will kill you. And so Haman gets a very big surprise. Haman gets being hung on the very gallows that he had built for Mordecai and the Jews. You know what they say? Karma is He got what was coming to him. But it is said that every person in history, an example is Hitler, that has tried to destroy us, is a descendant of Haman, who is also a descendant of Amalek. So everything goes back to the very beginning of time. So we're very blessed to be continuing Lador Vador from generation to generation, the chanting of the Megillah, and I'm going to step to the side, and Dan is going to come forward and chant that portion where you have to be listening. And here, you can put it on here if you want. And I will go away. And you're going to make a lot of noise because he's the only one that's going to be saying, Haman! Okay, get ready. Are you ready?
Okay. Vayomer HaMelech Achashverosh Vayomer leEsther HaMalka Mihu zehu asher malao libo la'asot kein. Vatomer Esther yishtzar ve'oyev Haman hara hazeh Ve'haman nivat milefnei hamelech ve'halmalka ve'hamelech kam bachamato mimishte hayayin el ginat habitan V'haman Amad Levakesh al nafsho me'ester hamalka ki ra'a ki chalta elav hara'a me'et hamelech.
Okay, next year you get to do almost the whole Megillah. Okay, he's ready. He's got time to plan. I told him, that's where they get to saying the whole Megillah. It comes from this. And my granddaughter, I was like, we went to the reading in the evening with the men. women, of course, are on the other side. And then in the morning at 8:45, which of course is 5:45 my time, we get up and we go to the women's minyan, where all the Orthodox women and the young girls and all that were there. So I turned to my granddaughter. She goes, "Daddy needs to do that on the nighttime." And I said, "Well, what about you?" And she goes, "What do you mean?" I said, "In the morning, you can do it." And she goes, "Oh, I don't know, Grandma." I said, "Ella, you have a beautiful voice. Do you know, back in the day, thank goodness, I recorded the entire Megillah. So we have all of these sound files for everyone. And if I can do it, you can do it." And Grandpa does all of the sons in one breath.
ויכו היהודים בכל אויביהם מכת חרב וחרב ואבדן ויעשו בשניהם כרצונם. ובשושן הבירה הרגו היהודים ועבד 500 איש. ואת פרנשדתה ואת אלפון ואת אספתה ואת פורתה ואת עדליה ואת ארידתה ואת פרמשתה ואת אריסי ואת ארידי ואת ויזתי 10 בני המן בן המדתה צורר היהודים הרגו ובביזה לא שלחו את ידם. Before and after.
Very good. You did those sons. Just so you know, he did the sons in one breath. He took a breath at the beginning and to prepare and a breath at the end. Woo! Thank you. Thank you. And now, Erica. We've been doing this for almost 20 years now.
I know.
I was so glad I called and you came. Well, she was a mere 30 then.
I was just a babe in the woods. Okay. No. That's right. That's right. Okay. All right. 30 is the new 10. No, I'm just kidding. Vayasem hamelech Ahashverosh mas al haaretz ve'ayeh hayam v'chol ma'aseh tokpu ugavurato ufarashat gilot Mordechai asher gilo hamelech Haloheim ketuvim al sefer divrei hayamim lamachai madai ufaros ki Mordechai hayahudi mishneh lamelech Ahashverosh vegadol layahudim v'retzoy lerov echav derosh tov leamo vedover shalom vedover shalom lechol sorrow.
It's but you ended it for us so beautifully. Thank you. Everyone say a big todah rabah. Thank you. And everyone, Erica is heading up our Passover Seder once again. Thank you, Erica. So please let her know if you can help. We are very excited to be doing that. So thank you to Erica and to Mark and to Dan. And we'll be looking forward to next year when you reprise your roles. Any of you here, if you would like to do it, we're always welcome. There's a lot of Megillah to cover. And Dan, of course, you can do lots more if you'd like. Okay. When I was having my knee done, I loved watching you guys do everything, so you can have at it some more if you want. So anyway, 371, we're going to do the Misha Barak for those around the world and very close to home who are in need of a refuah shlema. Diana is homesick. Harriet is homesick. Sue is here, but she's gotten shots in her eyeballs, so we're glad that you're here. She's a devoted Jewess. You and Esther. And Terry's at home 2 weeks out from her knee surgery, recovering there in Virginia. And Craig is recovering from his back surgery in Florida, our members at large. And there are those in this room that are recovering from various things, and those at home, and those in our cyberspace family, and of course around the globe. So bring your loved ones into your mind's eye and wish them a refuah shlema, a complete and full recovery of mind and body and spirit. Page 371. Mishevera avotenu mekor havracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishevera imotenu mekor havracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. So my sister-in-law, Mark's sister, is in a residential facility in the Catskills, and my daughter and I went up to see her on Monday to do a Pirkur Cholim call with the dog Judy, and got her Judy up in there as well. And so I went in first. It was going to be a surprise for Brianna, and so I said, Brianna, before Alyssa comes in here to do her Orthodox version of the Misha Baruch, I'm going to do for you what you know, what we do. And so she's like, thank you. And so I did our Misha Baruch. Then my daughter comes in with the dog, and she goes, okay, now are you okay if I do the Orthodox prayer for you? And Brianna's like, okay. And then she goes, but then, of course, I always break into the one we all know. And I said, really? I said, well, those Reform roots don't stray very far, do they? You're breaking into the Debbie Friedman after the Orthodox davening. It was very sweet. So you can't get enough prayers for healing. So now we're going to move to the end of our service, the 586 bottom of the page, for our Aleinu. And it continues on the next few pages. Please rise if you're able. Bottom of the page. Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, l'teikinu la le'yotzer v'reishi, shelo asanu k'gei haratzot, v'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chalkeinu kahem. Ve'gor aleinu k'chol hamonam, v'anachnu korim, u'mishtachavim u'modim, lefnei melech, malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu, shehu notei shamayim be'yosed aretz, u'moshav yekaro b'shamayim imal, u'shechinah uzo, and go, hey, meheromim, hu Eloheinu, od, Emet Mokeinu Efesulato Kakatu Betorato Vedatahayom Veyadatahayom Vehashevota Elavaveha Ki Adonai Hu HaElohim Bashamayim Mima'al Ve'al Haaretz Mitachat Einod 591. V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz v'yom v'hu v'yom ha'hu yehyeh Adonai echad u'shemo 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 echad. Please be seated. So back in the day when I was in Texas for a while, I had written all this poetry that I had had the rabbi read, and he said every single poem is like Vayom Hahu. And the interesting thing is Adon Olam is connected to that, which we'll close the service with today, Adon Olam. So I won't talk about my granddaughter next week. But I asked her, every single person, every child in the class got to pick one thing from the prayer book that they related to, that they wanted to do. And they had to memorize and say a few lines. But they had to speak and be videoed. And she chose Adon Olam. And I said, Ella, you picked Adon Olam, not the Shema, not the Ve'ahavta, what normally kids pick. And she goes, Grandma, is there anything better than Adon Olam? Glorious Hashem, master of the universe, Vayom Hahu. And she's 6, and I'm like, oh man, the apple does not fall far from the tree. You are your mother's daughter and my grandchild. So we will close with Adon Olam today. But page 598, Mourner's Kaddish. What? No. I may be out of it and swept away with the divine, but I know where I'm going. Okay, we had just come from Vayom Hahu, which is connected to Adon Olam, which is why I was saying them together. But yes, there's nothing without remembering who we all come from and exalting and praising the divine, which, as you can see on the bottom of page 598 and 599, is what the Kaddish is all about. There is no mention of mourning. And we do want to give a little shout out to our congregants, Terry once again, Linda and Nick, her son. Once again, like we had done Nick and Linda's wedding, and Nick just lost his grandfather, and so our prayers go out to them. But we say, Kaddish, including them in our prayers as well. But we have people around the world who are dying. We have people, of course, in our own families who have passed. And once again, we are a people of memory. So if you've lost someone in the last 7 days, even at home, please rise and say your loved one's name. The last 30 days, the Shloshim period. Okay, please stay standing if you can, Bart. And the last 11 months. Sorry for your loss. And if you're observing the yard site, the anniversary of a loved one's death. Bart. Okay, good. Richard. Thank you. Anybody else have a yard site at home as well? Anybody? Okay. And so we will have Lorraine Flood. Now together we'll rise as a community for the mourners' Kaddish. Yikadav yikadash shemei rabba, be'alma divrach yerutei v'yamlich malchutei. V'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei l'chol Beit Yisrael. V'agalav v'zman kariv v'imru. Yehi shemei rabba mevarach le'alam l'omei amaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitraman v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalo shemei l'kudashah b'reichu. Le'ela minko birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alama v'imru. Yehi shalama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Oseh shalom v'imromav hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. May God, who is the author of life and death, grant eternal rest and perfect peace to our loved ones in the heavenly realm. Peace to those who are mourning at this time. Peace to those around the world who are mourning, as together we say, Amen. Now, don't sit unless you have to. Let's put our arms around each other or ourselves and bless each other with the Birkat Kohanim. Marcia, get up there with Joe. How does it feel? Are we ready? Didn't you just tell me what to do? Oh, but of course you can because you're the president. Oh, the two of you. What can I say? We bless one another. I tried to explain to Joe that we are a family. With the Birkat Kohanim, the priestly benediction. May God bless you and keep you. May God's countenance be with you always and shine upon you and grant you peace. Yevarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha. Yaher Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. Can you hear us on? May it be God's will. Adon Olam 626. 625. Beautiful. You can do it again, Dan. Rerun. Oh, okay. We're sitting. Fine. 625. Adon Olam 625. Hashem Allah V'terem kol. Before we sing, let us read what it's about, since I set it up while Dan is playing. Let us read what Adon Olam is, so that you can connect to the 6-year-old. You are our eternal God who reigned before any being had been created. When all was done according to your will, then you were called ruler. And after all ceases to be, you alone will rule in majesty. You have been, are yet, and will be in glory. And you are one. None other can compare to or consort with you. Bit of the Shema there. You are without beginning and without end. To you belong power and dominion. And you are my God, my living Redeemer, my rock in times of trouble and distress. You are my standard beater and my refuge, my benefactor when I call on you. Into your hands I entrust my spirit. This is the Vayom HaYubeyado portion. When I sleep and when I wake, and with my spirit may my body also. For you, Adonai, are with me, and I shall not fear. Again. Adon Olam Hashem Allah V'terem kol Yetzir Nivra Le'im Nasa V'hefso kol Hazai Melech Shemo Nikra Ve'acharei Kiklos Hakol Levado Imloch Nora Ve'hu Haya Ve'hu Haveh Ve'hu Yeh Ve'hu Yeh Ve'tifara. Rise, if you can. Adon Olam Asher Malach B'terem Kol Yetzir Nivra Le'it Nasa V'hefso Kol Hazai Melech Shemo Nikra Ve'acharei Kilo HaKol Levado Yimloch Nora Ve'hu Haya Ve'hu Haveh Ve'hu Yeh Ve'tifara. Adon Olam Asher Malach B'terem Kol Yetzir Nivra Le'it Nasa V'hefso Kol Hazai Melech Shemo Nikra Ve'acharei Kilo HaKol Levado Yimloch Nora Ve'hu Haya Ve'hu Haveh Ve'tifara. 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 Woo! Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Thank you. But we're going to have sit down. Jeremy's going to give you some announcements. Okay. They were sitting, so
Shabbat Shalom. So first, first thank yous. Thank you to Rabbi Didi for a wonderful telling of the Purim story. Thank you to Dan for masterful music accompaniment and his wonderful Megillah reading. Thank you to Mark and Erica also for amazing Megillah readings. Thank you to Mark for the live stream support, for Brian for setup and keeping everything running smoothly. And thanks to all of you for coming here and everybody online. All right, upcoming services. All right. Thank you, Erica, for Jell-O shots. So, upcoming services. Friday, March 20th, we have dinner and Third Friday Shabbat service. Starting at 4:30 at Temple Emet Home, we will have a potluck dinner featuring corned beef and cabbage. Shabbat service will be here at Temple Emet Sanctuary at 6:30. You can RSVP to info@templeemet.org if you'd like to join for dinner and let us know what you'd like to bring. You can also reply to the Punch Bowl online invitation, and that'll allow you to specify what you're bringing as well. April. Our first April service will be 10:30 a.m. here at Temple Emet Sanctuary on Saturday, April 11th, followed by Kiddush and Motzi. Educational opportunities. We have, of course, Roger Peterson's wonderful Eastern Meditations class. It meets every Monday. You can contact Roger to join. Dan has music appreciation class. The next one, I believe, will be coming up at the end of March. Contact Dan for further details. Mark Tannen has Torah study class meeting on select Thursdays. Contact Mark to sign up and be notified when the next class will be. All that information can be found at templeemet.org. All right, so next Wednesday, March 11th at 12 noon, we have lunch bunch at the Original Pancake House in Redondo Beach. You can't miss that. That's always excellent food. Please RSVP to info@templeemet.org so we make sure you have a seat. Wednesday, April 1st. This is not an April Fool's joke. It is Burn Your Hametz breakfast at Good Stuff in Palos Verdes at 10:30 a.m. Please email info@templeemet.org to RSVP. And don't forget to sell your chametz by visiting the event page on templeemet.org. An $18 donation will let you get all your chametz together, stored away safely through Passover.
Without having to do it.
Correct.
I do it for everyone, but just spend $18.
Make the donation, make it easy. Let us remove the chametz from our cupboards and our souls and be free from all that enslaves us and be redeemed. Later that night on April 1st, it will be our first night Seder. Registration is now open at templeemet.org. The venue will be very ADA friendly. We will have rides available through Susie's shuttle. Don't forget, when you get your ticket, you will specify what entree you would like. And also, if you have a request for who you'd like to sit with at the Seder, please add that in. Woo! Our first payment has just come in. So don't delay. Get that ticket today. Sunday, April 12th, save the date. Temple Emet Sisterhood has their annual luncheon for all current members. Contact your Sisterhood co-presidents, Hilda or Mary Ann, for further details. Notices will be going out shortly for that. Finally, you know what's coming next, right? Love, exciting and new, come aboard. We're expecting you. The Love Boat soon will be making another run. Yes, that's right. Temple Emet is going cruising again. We're going to go to the fabulous Mexican Riviera on the Discovery Princess. This will be happening October 24th to October 31st this year. But I wouldn't mind the 3 extra days on a cruise. I love cruising. I will be there. Heather will be there. Rabbi and Mark will be there. You need to be there. If you would like to book the cruise, go to vacationstogo.com. You can get a $50 onboard credit and mention Fast Deal 13345. The rates are always changing, so get your tickets in now so that you can get the best rate. The braid is still going on. There's still time. 2 shows left, March 22nd and May 17th, Sunday, 7 p.m. It'll be right down here in the South Bay, very convenient, right off of Hawthorne Boulevard. So if you'd like to know more about that or anything else, please email info@templeemet.org or visit templeemet.org's website. And that's it for announcements. Thank you all very much, and Shabbat Shalom.
You guys are going to have to coordinate that. Well, just one person's a cappella and then you take it off.
Right, we'll do a full accompaniment next time.
You know, I think you just have to rehearse the love boat portion because it's so great. We have a really good time when we cruise. We've been on the Mexican Riviera cruise at least 4 or 5 times. You guys should come on the cruise. You never cruised with us. That being said, and I know these two back here, they're talking about it. No, we've been on multiple Riviera cruises. We've been to Cuba. We've been to Israel twice. We're trying to break you guys back in. Well, if you have a problem and you need help, we will help you. You know, I dragged Chuck Haweisen all over Israel, and he was not one of the 3 people who ended up in the hospital. It was our young ones that ended up in the hospital, not our 90-year-olds. So you're all past that age. So anyway, it's fun. So join us if you can. And the Passover Seder, truly, I say this every year, please fill out the form. It's a donation, and it's 18 chai, and it's a nice thing to know that you're chametz free. Because how many people in this room, you don't have to raise your hand, how many actually clean their cupboards, get rid of their chametz, seal it off? Yeah. Well, I do it for all of you, but just sell your chametz. It's an easy way to go. And burn your chametz with us at the good stuff. We've been all over the city, lighting fires. Sue brings the can and the pyrotechnic things for us to burn. I bring more breadcrumbs for you all. Although this year we have no puppy dog to eat our chametz. So, Mark, you will have to be the puppy dog. So that being said, okay. Thank you, everyone, for coming to this glorious Shabbat service. Thank you to Erica for bringing us the Jell-O shots. Thank you to Marcia for making sure we had Hamantaschen. Those of you who don't know, it is like Haman's hat. Excuse me! That has the 3 corners. We'll go eat some of that. And we will be here. Watch your email to see if we're having a service next Saturday. Dan, let us know if your musicians are planning to come. And a Saturday morning tends to be low, so please let us know if you're planning to come, and we'll make sure to be here. Because had we not been here today, look around, people are here. And then there's always 50-some-odd people eventually online. So thank you to you in Cyberspace World. I think there's a little QR code you could scan to donate to Temple Emet. Please be sure to subscribe. That will be in the announcements from now on. And so, once again, thank you to Dan, thank you to Mark and Brian, thank you to Jeremy and Heather and everyone who helps, thank you to Marcia, thank you to all of you. Shabbat Shalom. We will leave to Oseh Shalom. May there be peace around the world. Oseh Shalom Bimrama. Yaseh Shalom Aleinu. Le'al Kol Yisrael. Bimru Amen. To Natalie for the holla.